I feel like the end of the song feels like you're on mushrooms and you're having a bowl of tomato soup and you're just like completely allowing yourself to be in yourself and to be a mess. And I love that. And then I was like, that's the title for the album. That is how I want to feel.
This episode is being supported by Tape It. If you currently use voice notes to record your ideas, you should try Tape It instead. This is the title track, so does that elevate it in terms of importance?
I think it does elevate it. I think it's the most important in a way because of the message of it and the process, at least in my mind, that I took to making it. And the way that this song was made, I think, was a big lesson for myself. I was putting a lot of pressure on myself to be excellent at the time, so much so that I was able to produce nothing because I was just like, anytime I would like go to articulate something, I'd be like, well, that's rubbish. That's not profound enough. So it was actually stopping me from doing anything, which was sad. But I think it was a place that I had to get to write this song because it had no lyrics for a long time. And you'll hear it on the original demo when we play it, apart from the word messy, 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 messy. And I took that demo back and listened to it in my room for a long time and was trying to decipher, like, what is this actually about? Like, what am I trying to say to myself or to other people? And I was like, oh, it's not about, allowing a relationship to be messy. It's not that at all. It's a song to myself, being like, relax, allow yourself to write me, like allow yourself to write this song. Mm-hmm. And then I was like, okay, I can finish it now.
And we should hear that, how that conundrum emerged initially. So this would be just an instrumental then? Is that what we're going to hear?
So
or does it have
the first thing you're going to hear is the voice memo, which I'll just play a bit of it, but just this is how it started. Nonsense. Terrible guitar playing.
I've never heard this before. This is interesting.
And like you can hear that I'm trying to sort of say something and I can't even in a vulnerable moment, just me, myself and the guitar, I can't even allow my mouth to like form the words, if that makes sense, which is crazy. It's like, just say the words.
It's already, that's the same world. That's the world of the song.
Yeah.
It just was sort of half lit kind of thing.
Yeah. So then it was like, well, we should record that. And so we laid the guitar down and we just let it run and did a lot of just harmony stacks of just kind of sounds because, I wasn't in a lyrical place. So I was like, so let me just record some sounds before I leave today.
Yeah.
But the sounds ended up being really useful. And then we made, this was the demo that existed for a while. And I think this is interesting to play.
This is the first version of it that I heard.
Yeah, this is what I said, Matt, this is good, man. You should get involved with this. Had that one word.
To be just like me.
Manchester United. Such a moving, such a powerful lyric.
I'll get there in the time.
It's so bizarre for me to hear it because it's like you can hear my reservation to just trust actually what I was trying to do.
And yet it's all there. But it's like, this is like so moody, this version. It's sort of heavy.
I felt heavy.
Yeah. I remember that was the thing that changed quite a bit as we worked on it. Because this sounds like a song called Messy, which is about being sad because something's going wrong. But in the end, it becomes a hopeful song about how it was all right to be. I am messy, and that's cool.
Exactly.
And that it has a totally different color to this, this is so like this weighed down, low feeling. But just in the end, the song wanted to be something slightly different.
How interesting. God, I'm enjoying talking about this.
Good, excellent. Well, let's hear the transformation then.
Yes, let's.
This episode is being supported by Tape It. If you, like so many of our guests, use voice notes to capture your ideas, you are going to love Tape It. It is the iPhone recording app designed specifically for musicians and songwriters. With Tape It, you can record straight from your lock screen, set markers, add notes, and even include photos of settings. Plus, there's cloud sync, you can import your old voice notes, and to stay on top of it all, Tape It has great labeling features like automatic instrument detection. And all of the above is free. If you currently use voice notes, switching to Tape It is a no-brainer. But that's not all. Tape It has the option to upgrade to using 2 microphones on your iPhone, along with gentler dynamic compression to give a much more natural sound than any of the usual apps. And we have a special offer of a whole month of this high-quality recording for free. Just head to tape.it/tape notes to try it for yourself and see what a difference it makes.
What was interesting to me about it was that it was on the short list of potential songs for the album, which I got sent, or 17 songs, so most of which were quite done demos or like productions and things, some of which we'd done and some of which other people had done. And then there's this kind of meandering mumble track that all somehow was in the list of contenders to be on the record. So it always had something about it. I think you could see, you could tell. So it was really interesting to me when that would have been quite easy to discount it up against all these kind of finished sounding presentations. And it was intriguing, but I didn't know. But it all for me, it just hinged on that. I think where it is in that version where you do actually sing "Messy." It was like that's great. Like "Messy," that's a whole song and everything that might imply. I remember thinking it just needs to feel like it lives alongside the other stuff that we'd made, rather than kind of that's just it's so earthy and cinematic and sort of and kind of in the distance. And what we made, because we were listening so much to like the last 2 Mac Miller records.
Yeah, we were listening to that and like talking about the immediateness of it and.
Everything's just right there with those records, and they're incredible. And that was the sort of feeling I was hoping to have. And so it's like, well, how can we take that and make it right there? And that was the thing. So the first thing to do was to sort of sample the guitar, the little loop, and make it a loop rather than being played through. Again, trying to kind of set it in slightly outside of singer-songwriter world, just to see. And this ends up being the guitar in the final.
Quite hard to play it live in this loop for, I will say in hindsight. You kind of have to,
Yeah.
So you see, I quite like when you do loops to kind of chop it so it's kind of obviously a loop. And then I think that, speaking if we want to talk about plugins, one of my favourites is, it's called Reels. It's a kind of dictaphone simulation. So it's just a great way to make things thin and wobbly and lo-fi, and so that's what that's on. So it kind of just makes it feel a bit like an artifact, like something that's kind of being played in another room or another time. And that also means that when you have sort of straight guitar come in against it, it doesn't just double, it kind of makes for just a different sum. But we just did the loop and then we sang to it. I think that's how we made it in the end. The melody was all there, really.
Yeah, the melody was there.
But then again, we took a while to find what it could do. It kind of wanted to go off, but in a messy sort of way.
When we did this bit, I was like, yes!
So this is the sort of change. This is the demo version. Yeah.
Great bass line. 10 points to you.
Yeah, with this. Which is all just pure Mac Miller sounds, really, trying to get that close up. Yeah. So then it had a form. So low key. And And the rest of the track kind of stayed the same. Like we tried flugelhorn on the mouth trumpet,
Right.
and it was all mournful and professional and like dire
Finn ripped
straits.
the bass on this again pretty nicely. Or was that on Carmen? Like the real bass over the Moog.
Is that what happened?
I want to say, yeah. Or like a chorus. We put a lot of chorus on the bass.
That's right. Oh, that's worth mentioning.
Toto. But we used that on lots of stuff.
We just had that going.
It sounds really good, chorus on the bass. It's giving just like Paul Simon, Toto, kind of like just really nice. I love chorus on the bass.
Yeah, and then we had chorus on the Rhodes, we had chorus on the piano, we had chorus on the horns.
We had to stop ourselves at points.
There's
saying
chorus.
No more.
Yeah, sometimes it was a bit too much chorus.
Yeah, but it was just sat on the table. I was like, oh, should we put the chorus on
I've
it?
got an idea.
Yeah.
Why don't we just put the chorus on it? So that, again, this was interesting because the bass in this arrangement didn't need to be doing the bass. It sort of needed to be doing something else. We had so little going on, you could hear it. And we worked out within the idea of once you had the chorus, you had a certain... made it sound like it was a slide, a fretless bass, and kind of made us think about a swoopy thing and playing chords, high voiced chords. But the way this worked, was so nice.
So that's with the chorus. Is it possible to hear it without and then with?
No. It's not possible.
Fair enough.
We didn't bother recording anything without the chorus. Why would you do that? Waste of time. So that's kind of where it ended up. And then that was one where when we moved to the sort of official tracking process in the pool, where we did the thing that you do, where there's things in these versions which feel like it's like this, it's like that, but it will be the real thing, sort of thing. Quite often I find there's a period where that just makes everything worse. You replace the piano with the real piano, or the mouth trumpet with the real trumpet, or whatever, and it's all like, it gets so standard and boring, or the programmed drums with a great drummer, but it kind of loses something. So something I've learned is that there is no value difference between the ideas that you do on the day you write the song with whatever's to hand, and the stuff that you record with the best mics and the best engineer. I mean, there is it costs more. Obviously, there is a value there, but it isn't necessarily, doesn't win just because it's correct or fancy or sounds good. But all I've learned is that there are certain things that are correct. Like you can trust the thing you do on day one. You can trust your first vocal. You can, sometimes the wonky shit sounding thing is actually the best thing and wins the fabulous studio everything. However, the problem with all these brilliant rules are they're not consistent, because this was one where I was going to fight actually for my program
janky version
on this tune, because I really liked it and I thought that's what it's got to be. It's got to be that, and it would be so boring just to get the drummer to play it. I mean, what? Lame.
However,
and then of course, well, not of course, in this particular case, partly because of the exceptional brilliance of the particular, well, everyone involved was amazing players, but Dan, who came in and played that bit, it was kind of an afterthought. He'd played in a few things by then.
Yeah, and we were like, do you want to just have a go on that one? We're going to keep the program drums, but while you're at the kit, like, do you want to have a go on that one?
Yeah, it was one of those.
And it was really good.
It was straight away really good.
Yeah, and we were like, fair play, Dan, fair play.
I was quite angry.
He has a lovely way of playing.
I love the sound of drummers who it sounds a bit like they might fall off their stool at any time. They're playing whilst trying to get their ass on the stool.
So, okay.
Like, oh, yeah. And this magic's happening. So yeah, Dan's great at that. And you heard it before with my brilliant programming, and here's the drums, which is so much worse. It's just so nice. And it is a little bit messy.
I feel like the end of the song feels like you're on mushrooms and you're having a bowl of tomato soup and you're just like completely allowing yourself to be in yourself and to be a mess. And I love that. And then I was like, that's the title for the album. That is how I want to feel.